Just between you and me, this is night. There's no tricks. Ooh, this love is just between this is not. Ooh, there's no tricks. This love is just what do I have to do to let you know? Should I make your flowers grow? Should I make it rain or snow? Yeah. So many things I've done just for you. Forest green and ocean blue, just to show my love is true. Just between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Just between. This is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real, yeah.
Don't you know I taught the birds to fly on the stars up in the sky? Can you guess the reason why? Can you take more than a passing glance? Nothing is by happenstance, yet you think it's just by chance. Just between you and me, this is not no tricks. This love is so real. Between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Ocean deep, river wide, valley low and mountain high. All creation testifies of my love. Summer breeze and winter snow, autumn leaves should let you know. In the springtime, every flower's bloom. It's all for you. This love is so real. Just between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. Yeah. This love is so real. Between you and me, it's not. There's no trick.
So I just noticed, babe, in the back corner over there, there's some like the heater and stuff. You can see it all in the shot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if I had known that heater was on back there, I would have turned
It's
it
not on.
I'm saying if I had known
You
it
want
was
it to
back
be
there, I
on
would have turned
because
it
you're
on.
cold.
Yes.
You shouldn't be, though. What's up, y'all?
Hey, guys.
How y'all doing?
How's everybody?
We've had a couple weeks off. Well, we didn't take them back to back, but
We did
took
every
last
other.
week off.
We did.
That's true. Why did we take last week off? I can't remember. Oh, spring break.
Yeah. Spring break.
Yeah. April and the
It
kids
was
were
good.
home.
It was good. We needed that.
I'm glad we took it.
I am too.
Because we definitely needed that time off.
We did.
We're excited that you're here tonight. Tell us where you're coming from, and we'll say what's up. On the mud, what's up? Vladimir, yeah, I can't wait to get back either. I only have a few weeks left, actually, and my
You
sabbatical.
can't wait to get back? Wow.
I'm excited about getting back.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Lovely Rose,
Hey,
good night.
Lovely
How you
Rose.
doing? Good to see you. So, yeah, I'm enjoying the sabbatical. It's still going well. I have about a little more than 3 weeks left. And I'm starting to plan now. You know what I'm saying? What I'm going to do.
Okay.
What do you mean we're early tonight? It's
No.
not. Yeah, this is
9 o'clock.
Yeah. So we always go on at 8:55 with a 5-minute countdown, and right at 9 o'clock is when we start. So we should not. I mean,
We
I
are
don't
not
think it's
early. All right. I was looking at
Yeah,
the
it's
clock like, did
9:01.
we start early?
Yeah, no. We should start early. I don't think we did.
No, we're on time.
Now, what time do you normally come on, Lovely Rose? Do you normally get on at 10, like we're about to wrap up?
No, she be here. Hey,
Wanda,
Wanda.
what's up, fam?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Yes.
Glad you are here tonight. By the way, we probably need to text you with an update on what we're doing with your gift.
Yes, we need to update you.
So thank you for that. But yeah, so tonight we're excited. Come back to North Carolina so I can whip you into golf. Oh man, that will not happen. Listen to me. Let me tell you what's happened.
Don't start.
What has happened during this sabbatical is my handicap has come down several points. I've been playing a lot, and I went and got a lesson, and the dude, fixed something in my swing, and now I am just.
He is on fire.
It's bad.
He is on fire.
So I don't know that
You don't
you'll have
think
the ability to beat me at this point.
Hey,
What's up, Kim?
Kimmy.
How you doing? And Wanda's excited about the news that we'll give her a little bit later on.
Good. Yes.
So we want to start by just thanking you guys, and we hit a milestone last night. Actually, last night, in the middle of the night, actually, we hit 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Yes.
And we're excited about
We're
it.
excited.
So thank you very, 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 very much for your support.
Yes.
Thank you for your love. Thank you for always sticking with us. And so we did some things differently. Since around November, we started doing more reels. We got a little bit more deliberate about our messaging. We wanted to make sure we were really kind of honing in on where our audience actually is. And it seems to be paying off because we've grown by like 9,000 in 4 months, something like that. It's crazy.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, we started in November at like 1,100 and something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so if you're not
thanks,
following us
guys.
already on Instagram, go ahead and follow us. And we might hit 11,000 during the show. We're actually 10.9 thousand right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But, we really appreciate you guys.
We do.
Y'all stick with us, and we love y'all.
Yeah, man.
And it's fun. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
This ride is fun.
It is. It has been fun. So anyway, thank you for that. So Lovely Rose is saying she thinks it usually starts at 10 o'clock Trinidad time. I don't know why you said that. I don't know what your
What the time difference is?
Yeah, I don't know what the time difference is. It's 9 o'clock here right now. What time is it for you right now in Trinidad? I think it's maybe an hour difference, so we
And
should be
you're
right on
usually
time.
here,
That's what I'm
so-
saying. Yeah. Primo saying, yo, what's up,
What
Primo?
up, Primo? Hey.
Pedal.
Hi.
How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you
Yes.
oh, that is right. It's daylight savings time
that's
here.
what it
That's the difference for
is.
them. They must
Yes.
not do daylight savings
No.
time. You know what I'm saying? More reels like 10 per day and all about knocking boots. They're not all about knocking boots.
No, he's saying that's what he wants.
Okay, so Pedal, that's what's happening. So basically,
Okay,
you
yes.
guys probably don't observe a daylight saving time,
Yeah.
but we do. So our time changed a couple of weeks ago, and so now I think it's the same time there as it is here.
Yeah, so we'll be earlier for you now.
That's right. So
that
sorry
should be
about that.
good.
Man,
That
hopefully
should
it
be
helps.
good.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that
Hopefully
should
that'll be
be
good for
good.
you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Yeah.
tonight's episode is brought to you by our Fit for Marriage boot camp,
Boot camp.
which is around the corner, coming up this upcoming Sunday.
It is.
We have very little time left, and we still have a few slots left over for couples that might want to join. In fact, we have a little bit of an incentive for you. For the first 5 couples, we're actually giving $150 off. And so if you're one of those, if you're a couple that is either already engaged or you're thinking about being engaged, this may be for you.
It may be for you.
Yeah.
And we always talk about this. We say you need to invest in your marriage before you get married.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So, yes.
A lot of
go
people
ahead and
invest
sign
in the
up.
wedding. They invest in the venue. They invest in their dress and the decorations
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
food
yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. But a lot of people underestimate how important it is to invest in their actual marriage. So you can sign up today. JustJohnandApril.com/fit. We do have a few more slots left open for you if you would like to do that.
Yeah, and
One of
we're
the
not
first
taking
5
a whole lot of
couples.
people, but
No, we're trying to keep it small.
Yeah, and if you know somebody,
Yeah.
because people are asking around, hey, do
Yeah.
you know anybody who can do premarital or
Right,
whatever?
right.
Let them know.
That's right.
Join the FIT program.
Yeah. Just give them this link, JustJohnandApril.com/fit, and we'll be glad to have them.
And let them know it is live.
It is
This
live.
is live.
It is
Yeah.
live. It's not like a video course or nothing like
Yes,
that.
it is live.
It is virtual, but it is live.
Exactly.
Okay, guys.
I guess I should have said that, right?
Well, just so
now we're going back. It's the mask mandate is off.
True.
People can
But
just.
do you think people are actually going back yet? It doesn't feel like
not
everybody.
quite?
Yeah, I don't
Not
feel.
quite.
I still feel like there's a whole bunch of virtual things that are taking place. I don't know if anybody's thinking to themselves, "No, it's over. We can just go back to regular." You know what I'm saying?
No, not quite.
Yeah,
But it's getting there.
it is.
It's
You're
getting
right.
there. But we're not there yet.
We're not there yet. Okay, guys. So tonight's topic is an interesting one. We actually, had we done the show last week, we're going to do this topic. We just postponed it because of spring break. And Wanda says she's still wearing her mask. Are you wearing it right now as you're watching the show?
No, she not.
she might not be at home. She might be watching from work, and she needs to keep her mask on. You know what I'm
Wanda, I be wearing my mask everywhere. I don't care. Okay, I do not.
I do
care.
too. I'm serious about it, man.
Yeah.
I don't wear my mask on the golf course because I'm outside.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't
but
wear
when
it outside,
when I
but-
go into the pro shop to pay and stuff like that, I'm usually wearing my mask.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm
people
still.
don't have their mask on nowadays.
That's
They're not-
true.
They don't have them on like they used to.
What's up, Karen?
Hey,
Good to see
Karen.
you. She thinks it's funny that that Wanda's wearing her mask right now while she's watching us
No,
at home.
she's not. Listen, I know some people who are wearing it in the house with their family. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
When it
Wanda says
was-
she's at home. So you're not wearing your mask right now, right, Wanda? You don't
Yeah,
have it
Wanda
on.
is not wearing her mask. She's at home. She is not at work.
Right, exactly.
No.
Anyway, so last week.
Yes, our topic.
Yeah, well, last week we got a text message from someone who's in our camp, and Karen says, "I'm wearing mine." Karen,
you
where
are.
are you?
Where are you, Karen? Are you at work?
You got to be somewhere out, right? I will as well if it stops
here.
here.
Oh, okay. You're going to still wear yours if they stop.
Oh yeah, so it's
yeah.
not even stopped in Trinidad yet. So they're
Okay.
still wearing their masks.
Listen, I'm
but
going to be
even
wearing
if
my
they-
mask for a while.
Right. But see, there's certain people, like you have a personality style. You've always been, the teachers that work with you have always kind of made fun of you a little bit for being really clean, and like whenever there's like flu season at your school, you do all kind of
The whole
extra stuff.
wiping down, I didn't have to start that.
She was already doing that.
I was
April
already
wipes
doing
down
that.
desks all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, like every day.
I wanted to wear a mask when the flu season was around.
Correct. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know that was an option. Like I didn't even think.
You're not thinking about that, right?
You don't
Yeah.
think you can wear a mask all day.
Right.
You're not
That's
thinking
true.
that.
Right.
If I had known that back then, I
You would
might
have been
have.
doing it. Exactly. So you're the
I
type
might
that would
have.
do that no matter what anyway. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so let's talk about the topic tonight.
Okay.
So someone
Karen is at work.
Oh, she is. Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why she's wearing her mask.
Right.
Okay, so last week, someone in our camp sent us a text message with a show idea, and it was around these 2 words. I guess they're 2 terms for men that are meant to be negative, meant to be derogatory. One term is beta male, and the other term is simp. Okay, these two terms.
I never heard of simp. You know that?
I hadn't heard it.
I heard it one time.
Me too.
But I didn't know what it was.
I kind of knew what it was, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
So we'll tell you the story behind how we heard
we'll tell you
that word
story
for the first time. In fact, we'll probably do it in a second. But beta male and simp, we'll give you the definitions in a second. We haven't done that yet. But these are two words that are sort of like derogatory words for men based on the way that they relate to women. And there was something about the way that it was characterized that we felt sort of flies in the face of what we feel when it comes to Christian marriages and this idea of submission, mutual submission, which we teach. Okay, so we're going to tell you what we teach tonight and all that stuff. Lovely Rose says she's never heard of it. So there are people that haven't heard either of these terms.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you the definitions right now, okay? So, babe, read the definition for beta male.
Okay, a beta male is a man who lacks masculine energy and adopts feminine characteristics, often faces problems or confrontations passive-aggressively.
Okay, so that is... Akua says she's heard of both.
Okay.
Which I'm not surprised at because Akua is acquainted with home dude that we were talking about a couple of times.
Right.
I'm not going to say his name right now, but you know who he is. And so Tony says, I've heard my son's using simp, hadn't heard beta male.
Okay.
Exactly. See, I hear the Kevin Samuels camp use it all the time.
Okay.
Exactly. That's the point. He's the one that and we've talked about Kevin Samuels on the show before. He's the one that uses those two terms a lot. Okay. So that definition we just gave you of beta male is from the Urban Dictionary. One more time. A man who lacks masculine energy and adopts feminine characteristics, often faces problems or confrontations passive aggressively. Now, I think what they mean by passive aggressively is simply that does not face those problems head on. That we're describing a male who is afraid of confrontation or whatever. Okay. So that's meant to be derisive.
Okay.
That's meant to be derogatory. You would call somebody a beta male in a situation where you think they should be an alpha male. So that's kind of the juxtaposition, right? Okay. So an alpha male is someone who is super masculine. You guys know alpha males. Super masculine, I don't cry. You know what I'm saying? I'm the boss.
I'm a man.
You ask me for directions, I'm going to give you directions even if they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Alpha male, very, very masculine.
Okay.
Right?
Kinda,
a whole bunch of...
Not afraid of confrontation. Will come and tell you what it is.
Correct.
That kind of... Okay.
Maybe an alpha male is looking for confrontation, actually.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is a person that was hopped up all the time, always trying to, looking for a fight, that kind of thing.
So is this saying, or are people saying, if you're not like that, you are... feminine?
I think so.
Okay.
And we're going to get into that in a second. All right, so here's the definition of simp. Read that one, babe.
A slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women. Okay, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention or activity from them.
Okay. So
I've never heard of a simp.
Okay. So a simp, according to this, is a male who is overly submissive to women in an attempt to bed them. This is a guy that wants to lay with women and thinks that this is the way to do it.
Lay with them.
Right? And so the idea is, from Kevin Samuels and his camp and those kinds of people, what they would say is that men should not resort to being a beta male or be a simp because you're entitled to having sex with this woman, and the way you get it is to take it or to I don't think they're encouraging rape. I didn't mean that. All I meant was that you're supposed to seize it, like you seize the day. You're not that you're not the type of man that's gonna sit back and try to placate a woman into having sex with you. Instead, you're going to be a man about it, and you're gonna seize that thing. You see what I'm saying?
I'm glad you're explaining this because I didn't know this. I'm glad you're
and hold on, the Chimes may know better than me. Maybe I'm misrepresenting that. So tell us, those of you that are familiar with this or that have heard this talked about before, let us know. Are we on the right track with this? But that's what I think this is saying.
But the idea of a simp, someone who is too attentive and submissive in order to get sex. That doesn't sound appealing either.
So they didn't use that word in order to, right? So it's not, it doesn't seem like it's that transactional. What they said is, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention. So what it sounds like this is saying, according to this definition, a simp is a man who has dated women and has not been able to bed them, and now is resorting to this in hopes. It's like I failed at being able to pick up the woman with the pickup line. So instead, I'm going to become a submissive sort of simp in order to try to win her. That's what I think this is saying.
That's not good though.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. Bobby's saying, "What's up? What's up, Bobby?
Hey, Bobby.
Good to see you." So let me say there are a couple of things about this before we really start talking about it, because I've got a couple of questions that we teased in the show notes for today that I want to make sure we get to. But let me start by saying that I do believe that there are some aspects of beta male and simp that are not attractive to a certain kind of woman. And April has talked about it before. I'm going to give her the floor right now. And April has talked about this before. She's talked about how women want a real man. And then she gives like her definition of what that means. And I would suspect that there are aspects of these two things that would not be attractive to a woman like you. Am I correct?
Yeah, but I
I'll give you your AP cam.
You don't have to give me AP cam. I think that you, when you say it's really what it's just what I would want. You see what I'm saying?
This
it's
is your own personal preference.
It's on my best personal preference. Right. It's not that every woman is like that, but for me, she said yes.
Y'all are close. Yes, y'all are close.
Okay. For me, I wouldn't want a man who is submissive in that kind of way.
Okay.
The way that this is too attentive. Like you are everything that I want and say. You're just like, oh yes, whatever you say. That is not attractive to me. Now, listen. There may be some women out there that want that.
Right.
But
you're not that woman.
I'm not that woman, and I don't think. And when I say I want a man, I mean, I can name several things. Like, and I told you, having integrity, being able to take responsibility for your actions, being able to, we talked about this, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Being able to plan a trip, without me having to tell you every detail. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and that's not necessarily not a man if you can't do that.
Right. But for you, that was a big thing.
That is manly to be able to handle business.
Yes.
Take care of business. You can get out there and you can do whatever you need to do. You can get it done.
Yes.
Get her done.
Yes.
You know
Diara says, in my understanding, simps are like pushovers and beta males are more followers or non-confrontational. Okay. So thank you for that. I would say the same thing. And it sounded like April was describing a pushover just now.
That's what I'm saying.
When she was saying that's not really what she wants.
No.
And
I'm not sure any woman wants a pushover.
Right. So I want to say before we get into it that let's agree that we agree with that aspect of these definitions.
Yeah.
We would say that we would not encourage men to be simps.
No.
Now we're not encouraging men to be simps for the first reason, which is that we're not encouraging you to be trying to bed women outside of wedlock.
Of course not. Of course not.
You know what I'm saying? We don't subscribe to that already.
Yeah.
So this, and then we also are very much against transactional relationships. We don't like the idea of
I'm
a
gonna
man.
do this so that I can get that from you.
So we're not encouraging that at all. That's bad. We think that's not a good thing at all. So we would say we agree with that when it comes to simp. But there's a piece of this that I wonder, because this is where I think there's an intersection. And here's my question. My question is, do you think that the definition of beta male and simp for a man who subscribes to this kind of thinking would mean that they would not like the Bible's definition of mutual submission?
You mean someone who is against this?
No, someone who's for this.
Who's for this?
Sorry, against it. Yes,
against it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a person that's against this idea that males should be simps, and they should be beta males and all that kind of stuff, would they look at our understanding of this whole thing of mutual submission and say, oh, you a simp?
I definitely. So let's talk about when we first heard the word simp. talk about what happened.
Okay, let's tell them.
So we were doing an episode on the Aisha Curry situation.
This is like our first year of YouTube. So this is probably 2019.
Yeah, long time ago when she was saying, she said something about liking the idea that men still look at her. Mm-hmm. She was like, yeah, I want men to still look at me and think I'm cute. Mm-hmm. It was, to me, it was innocent, wasn't no big deal to me, whatever. Mm-hmm. So we got on there because y'all,
we did a John and April's kitchen table on it.
Yes, folks went in on her.
Right.
And
we got so many comments.
So many comments about that. And so, this one guy got on there and was like, went off about Aisha Curry and how he, she shouldn't have done that or whatever. And then said, you got a simp sitting next to you or something like that.
I was wearing a Superman shirt.
He said the
thing.
Superman.
And he said something derogatory about me not really being Superman. He said, that dude, look at the way his wife's sitting beside him. He's a simp.
Yeah, because I had my arm around John like this.
And he was basically saying.
So he's basically saying, like,
I'm in control
because my arm is around him.
Right.
John is agreeing with the women in this case because we're saying it's okay that she feels that way. Right. Like, we get it. Right. We get why she would feel that way. Mm-hmm. And so he called John a simp. And I was like, a simp? I was like, what is that?
And I knew immediately based on the context what he was saying. Mm-hmm. And I hadn't been introduced to this word before then, so I didn't know the true definition, but I pretty much got what he was saying from that.
So my point is, someone like him, I do not believe would agree with mutual submission. Right.
And here's what Akua says, because men are dominant, alpha males don't submit, they are submitted to.
Exactly.
And so here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that is an antiquated, very traditional, unbiblical view of what marriage is supposed to be. And what I'm saying is we agree that men should not be simps, that they should not be pushovers in their relationships and stuff like that. We agree with that. But what we don't agree with is this idea that if you submit, that makes you a simp.
Exactly.
That's what we're really trying to say.
That is what is being, and I think it's coming, I don't know what it is. It's like, to me, it's coming out more now than ever.
Yes, no question about it.
And I think it's because, and I'm going to be honest, I really think the Me Too Act,
the Me Too thing, yes, it's a pushback to that.
It's a pushback to that because it's like women have come out, they've been empowered to speak up and say, hey, this is what men have done to me.
And men are saying, we're losing our power. We've got to figure out a way to get that back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now there's this whole pushback. A movement.
Yes.
Where men are now saying, even with comments about, that with our reels or whatever, comments on our posts, it's like you have those few people that do comment and they get in there. Yep. So I don't know if you want to mention one of those comments now. Do you want to talk about that right now?
But let me just put Bobby's comment up here. Bobby says submission doesn't necessarily mean subservience. We agree, Bobby, wholeheartedly.
Yes.
We agree. We're going to talk about that in a second. Ambry says, should men or women have these traits? Seems like not good for either gender. Yes, we agree, Ambry. I think in this situation, it was just posed to males, as that's how we're doing it. But you're right. We don't think transactional relationship is positive.
No.
We don't think you should be in a relationship just to try to sleep with the person. None of that stuff. And I want to
say this too. When I say what a real man is, I think that's a real woman too.
Agreed.
Real woman should be able to take responsibility.
Proverbs 31 woman.
A real woman should be able to get her done.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly
so I think that is just being a real human being.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's right. A child of God. Really.
Yes. A child of God.
Lovely Rose saying madness. Mark McDowell saying preach, preacher. Lovely Rose says that's a societal norm for want of a better term. You are correct.
Yes.
That's a great way of putting it, Lovely Rose. In fact, what we say is there are some things that are socially acceptable that are actually against the Bible.
Yeah.
And we accept it because everybody accepts it, but it's not biblical.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Mark says mutual submission hashtag. That's a good hashtag. We use that all the time. We love saying that.
We use it all the time.
Akua, yes. And the crazy thing is KS and men in the church believe in this theory. Yes, it is a problem. So we want to teach a little something different about that right now. Now, let's show you. Well, we don't have it. Well, I can put it on the screen. Do you want me to put it on the screen, babe? These comments?
If you want to, I guess.
Let me see. Yeah, who cares? Put it up there.
So, you sure? All right.
This is one comment. So you're not advocate. So first of all, this reel. This is a comment on one of our reels. This is the reel where April is using Denzel's voice, and she's talking about the importance of women being stimulated the way they need to be in order to be sexually fulfilled. And so this person responds, so you're not advocating equality? You want help? This is a man's problem.
Why is this a man's problem?
Why is this a man's problem? Yes, please.
I
read that.
thought women didn't need men in 2022. See what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like here's the fight.
Yes,
Here's the fighting
yes,
back because now
exactly.
women are stepping up saying we don't need
Right.
you.
Because in our
That's
caption,
an extreme on that end too.
that's exactly right. In our caption, we talk about the fact that husbands need to make it their duty to make sure their wife is pleased every
please
time.
that
And so, please that booty. You know what I'm saying? and this guy I think it's a guy, is basically saying, wait a minute, I thought women don't need men in 2022.
Right. Okay. Y'all can do anything men do, right? So here we go again, the fight back. So it's
It's
an
an
on and off switch when you want it. And that's not what was
Anyway,
being
keep
said. Okay.
reading.
When pregnant, it's your child, your body, your decision. Now it's a man's job to work your body, get therapy, accountability, and one mindset. If there was an alternative to the flip-flop hypocrisy.
It's duplicitous. So this is sort of the same kind of idea. So first of all, we are not saying what?
She talking about is me trying to squint to see their ad.
Oh. So here's the thing about it. This is the thing about it, guys. April and I do not teach, and we do not advocate this idea that that things are supposed to be, we're not talking about men submitting to all women or something
No.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Mutual submission is specific to marriage.
To marriage. Yes. Husband and wife should be mutually submitting to one another.
Yes. Now, I also think it's a Christian thing to submit to people, though. And you look in Ephesians 5.
That's true.
It talks about husband and wife, but there's another whole part in there about, children to parents and us submitting to authorities and all kinds of stuff.
Right,
the
right.
idea of submitting is actually a biblical idea. It's also what Jesus did. In fact, I want to say this right here. Jesus is the realest man of all time. And he defeated sin and hell and the grave and the devil by submitting. So I'm saying there's nothing more manly than that according to Jesus.
He submitted the biggest by leaving, first of all, heaven, perfect heaven.
Yes.
Okay, on a throne.
Yes.
You are being worshipped 24 hours a day.
Right.
And you come down here, take on this hideous body,
Right.
and then be killed by the people that you've created.
Yes, you didn't have no home, nothing
Okay,
like that.
that
Jesus
is some serious
submitted,
submission.
just submitted upon submitted. I mean, washing the disciples' feet, all kind of stuff. So what I'm saying is, according to Scripture, real manliness is wrapped up in submission.
True.
In fact, I would say you're not a real man unless you learn how to submit.
Wow.
Now,
Matt, you always say this, that when we always say head of the home, because that's another thing we hear a lot.
spiritual headship is
Spiritual
different,
headship.
though.
That was
Spiritual
another
headship
comment
is
that we
different.
got.
We did.
About he's the head and he should be the one to get the
Yes.
last word.
Right.
And this was a woman who was
Right,
saying this.
right.
He should get the last word. and
Do we
all
have that
kind.
comment here?
I don't think so.
Anyway,
Anyway, my whole point is, go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
wanna-
I just want to respond to that little comment right there, and that is, that person sounds hurt. I think.
Yes, and I think that's what we are seeing.
Yes.
That
That's what I'm saying.
they're hurt people, and so it's almost like because of that, I'm done with all women.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Or if you're gonna be with me, I'm gonna be in charge.
Correct. Yes.
Either one of those things.
Right.
Because
All right.
I've been hurt. You crushed my heart.
Right.
You know.
So here's the other one.
Oh, this is it.
This is right here.
Okay. There's a head of the household, which needs to be the man of that home.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout history, a king rules his land,
Mm-hmm.
not the king and queen. Y'all hear that? Even though she's important. That's always there's always one basketball coach to every team, one president to run a country. Her opinion is worth listening to, but as a man, you're the leader. You shouldn't try to find her love language, because this is
the one on love languages.
This is the reel we did about love languages.
Yes.
And my husband trying to figure out what my love
Yeah.
language was,
Yeah.
or we were talking about
Right.
doing that for each other. But this person took it as he's a leader, so he should not be trying to find my love language.
Right.
She needs to understand yours, but I know you disagree, and I'm
Right.
glad they knew. And I said, yes, we do disagree,
Exactly.
but I appreciate your perspective.
Right.
But
Right.
the whole point is he shouldn't even. He should.
Your husband doesn't have to find your love language.
He doesn't have to do nothing.
Hold on. So here's my question then.
Wow.
My question to this person and to anybody that thinks like this is, then what does the Bible mean in Ephesians 5 when it says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church? It says love them right there. The word
Right.
love. And we just said love, find out her love language.
Right.
I don't understand. I mean, even if it meant something else, husbands love your wives. You're saying because the man's in charge, he shouldn't even find out his wife's love language? How do you love her then?
That sounds like you've been through something.
It sounds like serious oppression.
It sounds like, and Akua said, yes, these folks have trauma for real. It sounds like, which is very sad. And we are hoping that what we are doing in social media and different places, that it will change that perspective.
Yeah.
You know, people will be able to see, wait a minute, because if you really think about it, you have to submit in life, period.
Right, but Tony's saying no one wants to submit to anybody for any reason these days, and she's right.
You're right.
Everybody wants to do their own thing.
But if you really think about
it's anti-American to submit.
But if you really think about it, though, first of all, the word submission means to give up.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
To give up. I think it's the definition. We define it something deeper than that.
Yes.
I think
as
submission
simple
is
as
just giving up. And
Yeah.
we give up all the time. First of
Right.
all, you give up at your job with your boss and everybody else in there.
Mm-hmm.
When you are working in groups, when you are working with a team, you have to give up. Why? Because everything can't go your way.
Right.
So why would you not do that in your marriage? I mean, it doesn't make, you're not going to even have
It's
a
not
good
possible to be
marriage
happy marriage,
if you're not
happily married.
able
Yeah.
to say, okay, you know what? You can have this one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right, listen to Primo's perspective. I understand why people throw out the baby with the bathwater when it comes to submission, because many people, men and women, abuse others
Yes.
who demonstrate submission. Mutual submission is the key. I agree with you.
And
So-
that is definitely the case.
So-
Using your ability
Yes.
to
Here's the thing that I think people misunderstand.
Mm-hmm.
When the Bible talks about submission, I don't think it means to be someone's walking mat.
No.
It doesn't mean let them walk over you, let them
No, it does
abuse you.
not.
I don't think the Bible is talking about that. What it's really talking about, so we believe and we teach that there's power in submission.
Mm-hmm.
Submission is about, I know I have the power that I can use here, but I'm not going to use it because I love this person.
that's
really
the
what it is.
essence of what Jesus did.
That's the essence of what he did. Jesus had the ability to force his way down here and to make us follow him, to kill the devil or whatever. He didn't do any of that
And
stuff.
he all he had to do was this.
That's right. He didn't have to come down
He
for
didn't
that.
have to do nothing.
Right. He could have just thought about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the point is, submission is, I know I'm physically stronger than my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and I have the ability to say to her, woman, this is what we're going to do, and I pound my fist on the table, and that's it, right? I can...
I'm just kidding.
I'm saying I have the power to overpower her
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
wanted to, but I don't do that because the Bible teaches me that I'm supposed to submit to her like she's supposed to submit to me. We submit to one another out of reverence for Christ.
Right.
That's Ephesians 5:21
One.
instead of 22.
And
We
see,
start with husbands. We start with wives submit to your husband in 22, but in
see-
21 it
but
says
see,
submit to
John-
one another out of reverence for Christ.
But you have to remember, we have gone years and years and years of hearing, wife, submit to your husband.
True.
And it has been seen and used in a negative way.
Yes.
And I hate to say that, it happens in the church, right?
course.
That's where you would hear it. And I would say, not necessarily to say the church is wrong, but to say that's just what was taught. That was taught from year after year after year was taught. Wives, submit to your husbands. And it was taught in a way of husbands is the head of the home. You have to listen to him.
He's the boss.
He's the boss,
Right.
and you have to listen to him. And I
Right.
think nowadays we fighting back, but now I think the fight back has gone to a level of
Maybe the other side?
The other side.
Yeah.
And so there are two extremes.
it's like a pendulum,
It's
you know?
very hard for human beings to be balanced.
Exactly.
We're either be on way right or way left.
That's
to be
it.
balanced, that's very difficult.
It's hard because there's a lot of tension in that.
It's a lot of tension in that position.
Yeah.
And so you have it where it's like, instead of going to the balanced area, I'm going to say, you ain't going to tell me nothing.
Right.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Right.
I am a woman and I am strong.
Right.
And
And I'm
I don't
free to do
need
what
no
I do. Right,
man.
right.
That is where we are. And I
Right.
think that's why men are fighting back.
Yes.
And then they're too extreme because
Right.
you should not learn your wife's love language.
Right. Well, this is crazy. You ever said your wife? Come on,
Like,
man.
well, I don't get it.
I don't get that
I
either.
don't get it.
Tony says we can't understand each other. I'm supposed to just know, and that's it.
Right.
Wanda's
Right.
agreeing with you, and she's saying yes and amen and all that stuff. Mark says Christ is the standard of manhood and husbandhood. This is what we're trying to say, Mark. This is what we're saying. Not some rude satanic counterfeit that misrepresents dominion.
Wow. Yes.
Jesus was no punk either.
No, he was
exactly
not.
right.
No,
he was
he
not
was
a
not.
punk. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, he was strong when he would answer a question. He would answer a question with a question.
That's true. And also,
Seriously,
read Matthew 24, or Matthew 23 or 24. I think I remember which one. He's just laying into the Pharisees. It's all in red and a bunch of exclamation points.
Right.
He's just telling them
Calling
off.
them vipers.
Yeah. Blind guides and whitewashed tombs and all this stuff. So Jesus wasn't no punk.
No, he was
okay?
not.
Dominion and authority involves ministry, not exploitation. And Mark, you need to come on the show. If Christ isn't the model for manhood, hot mess will always be the outcome. And that's what we're
Wow.
saying. We're
That is
saying
exactly
there's
what we're
always going to
saying.
be some kind of counterfeit. And so what's happening with Kevin Samuels and his crew is that they're basically reacting to what women are doing now, which is a reaction to what men have been doing.
Yes,
And when you just have
yes.
reactionary stuff like that, it's just a pendulum that swings
It
this way,
is.
that way, this
It
way,
is.
that way.
It's never going to be in the middle.
It's never going to be it's
No.
never going to be balanced. But
No.
you can find the balance in Scripture. Look at Jesus, and you'll see exactly there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Akua says these people have not been raised to submit. Their children get what they want when they want and grow up to think that's how the world works. That is very true. Julian says, "Who are these men who are going on record as not pleasing their wives? And when was the last time they saw some boobs?"
Hashtag
Listen,
never.
they not getting nothing in their situation, and
Look,
then they're
and
trying to
they
figure
may
out
not
why.
It may not even be married. You don't know. It
Well,
could be
yeah,
that
we
they
don't know
were
what that
married.
guy
And
was.
again, the
That's a good
hurt,
point.
when you've been hurt
Yeah.
and your heart was crushed,
Right.
sometimes it's hard to come back from that.
That's
and then
true.
you're just against it, period.
Right. Okay, Kala says, I'm so confused. Why are you in a marriage if you don't want to give to your spouse? One of the most amazing parts of marriage is loving, giving, pleasing your partner.
Yes,
I agree.
exactly.
It's one
That
of the
should
most
bring
fun
you
things.
joy.
That's right. Yeah. Edgar, you live from Atlanta?
Really?
Wait a minute.
You in the ATM?
I thought you guys were in Florida.
No, but I thought you were going to Atlanta before.
I thought you were coming back here at some point. Where are you at now? I
We
thought
didn't even
were
get to
supposed be
see
here.
you. What
Man,
happened?
What's going on, man? By the way, we should reset the show and make sure that those who are coming on late know what's going on. This
Yeah.
is tonight's topic. We're talking about the titles of beta male and simp, which are used as derogatory terms.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know how those impact modern relationships. Do women want real men? And what does that actually mean? Are you a simp if you follow the biblical model of mutual submission?
Yeah.
And do women only want, do you have to be an alpha male in order to be a real man? Those are the questions really for tonight.
Yeah.
We answered a couple of them already. And my next question to you is, do you think that a man has to be an alpha male in order to be considered a real man?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I think that in society,
Yeah.
I think that could be the case.
Right.
You know, and like you said, you know, and I've done this before, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to even lie.
You've done it on the show.
I've done it on the show where I have called. I said, I don't want no punk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you can't kill the spider, you a punk. You know, and I shouldn't say that. That is not
That's
right.
that's your preference. That's your specific preference. And I killed
That
the
is not
spider
right.
with no problem.
Yes, you do. That is not right. But I think that I got off track. Now I
You
can't
did.
remember. You know,
I'm
we should
asking,
not
do
be
you-
doing lives at 9 o'clock
You're right.
because
Well,
I
you're too
can't
tired.
think.
But I'm saying,
I just
you
had my
said-
thought and it was good.
You were talking about really, do you have to be an alpha male in order to be considered a real man?
No, I'm saying I don't think that you have to be alpha male. I think
First of all, I think alpha male is kind of a personality thing.
it is. It's a personality thing, and I think because I think you're alpha male,
Yeah, but
but not in a way that is
maybe not in a toxic way.
Yes, not in a toxic way. Because
Yeah.
we don't need to see that as a negative.
Right.
Because it isn't.
I don't think it's a negative.
You know, if
I
it's
think
a
people use it as a
personality type,
negative.
they
I think
use it
people
as-
use alpha male in a derogatory way the same way they use beta male.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I think when people say alpha male in a derogatory way, what they mean is a person dripping with toxic masculinity. Dripping.
Right.
And that's definitely not me.
No.
Right?
No.
Okay, just making sure. All right, good.
No, but I think, you know, a natural leader, those who, you know, take charge. I think isn't that considered an alpha male?
Yeah,
No?
I think so.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I think of as an alpha male.
Okay.
In fact, maybe we should look it up and see what it actually means. But an alpha male, as far as I see it, is basically your quintessential leader. He's the one who steps up. He's the one who who, when there's a question needs to be answered, he's got it for you.
Yeah,
If somebody,
that's what I'm saying.
if nobody else wants to do it, he's the first one to say, okay, let's go. He'll charge the mountain, whatever. But I don't think everybody's a leader, and doesn't have to be necessarily.
No, but I
you know
I do think, and I've seen this where.
I'm gonna look up alpha male while you're talking.
Okay, well, some women will marry a beta male.
Yes.
And then once they get into the marriage,
They want him to be an alpha.
they want
male.
him to be an alpha.
And that's a problem.
Guys, we see this a lot.
This is an issue with acceptance.
It is.
You didn't accept your man in the beginning.
No, but you didn't. And sometimes I don't think it really comes out until you're married. And there's some requirements that you had that you didn't voice.
Which, by the way, is why people need to join our Fit for Marriage bootcamp.
Exactly.
Because here's the kind of stuff that we
Seriously.
help you do. We take you through exercises that help you to discover things you don't even know you want. You don't realize you want it till you get married, but we could have helped you discover it before you got married. So you could say it up
Exactly.
front, and then your man would know, hey, I'm not that guy.
Yeah,
And
here
then
are
you could
these
say whether you're
expectations.
gonna accept that or not, and whether or not you should even marry this person.
Right. And you're coming in, you married a beta, and then you're expecting an alpha to step up when it's time to do this or that or the
just
other.
in case you need the link. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
just
saying?
in case you need to learn, you know.
but you're right, babe. It doesn't make any sense
Mm-hmm.
that we're here thinking that the person's going to be different than what they've been the whole time that we've been together.
Right.
And it's not a good idea for you to ignore your feelings or to think you don't really have them. And then, of course, once you get married and you've caught him and now he's your husband, now you really want to try to make it happen.
Right, but I exactly. But I think it's because in society has told us that beta male is not a man.
True. Now,
A real man.
Let me read the definition of alpha male.
Were we correct?
Yes, but it's actually, the definition sounds like it's not positive. Right?
Okay,
But
go
anyway,
ahead,
listen.
go ahead.
The dominant male, that's not it. A man tending to assume a dominant or domineering role in social or professional situations.
Well,
I don't like the word domineering.
people don't like the word dominant.
True.
People don't like that word. But I'm saying
I don't mind the
it's
idea
been
of
used.
dominance.
That's because it's been used negatively. And I'm
Right,
saying
right.
it's okay to be the one to step up.
Right.
It's okay
I
to
think-
be the
I think-
dominant
yeah.
one to say, hey, I'm going to listen. You need a dominant alpha male when there's a crisis and you need somebody to step up and take charge.
Right. But there might be an
Okay.
alpha female that can do the same thing.
No, we're not comparing the two. We're
Okay,
not saying.
all right, just
we
making
know there's
sure-
alpha.
I'm gonna make sure people know that.
We're talking about men right now. We're talking
Right.
about the beta male and the
Yes,
alpha male. And
yes.
I'm saying, I think you can have a preference and say, hey, I'd rather have this kind of man.
Right.
But I think we need to be balanced in that the whole simp thing. That whole thing, I just feel like, saying that and using that to say that a man who submits to his wife is a simp
Yeah.
and saying you're only doing that to get some or
Yeah.
to get something, I
Right.
think that's negative.
So just in case you're just joining the show, a simp, and this is the definition, it's a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention or activity from them.
And yes, I do believe that John's an alpha male.
Where did Amber put that? April, so you
I do consider John an alpha
male.
male. And my daughter's an alpha female. And I think it's good.
Julia's definitely, so
She definitely is.
she's just a natural leader. She steps
She
up
is.
and when
She will take on and
yeah,
get it done.
I'm saying, I don't try to do this. Like, I'm serious.
It's who he is.
Yeah, when
Let me
something
give
happens,
you,
I'm just-
let me
that's
give
what
you
I'm
an
saying.
example. Like, I had to kind of help John with this because, like for instance, the kid, let's say they're little and they're trying to open up a water bottle, right? I'm all about let them figure it out. Let them struggle and try to open the water bottle. They'll open it because they want the water or they want the drink. This is what John will do. Act like this the water bottle. This is the alpha male John, right? The
I'm
water
trying to
bottle.
open it.
I'm like, babe, John will just take over. He'll just take over. He's not doing that in a domineering way.
Right. Maybe a
Not
dominant
doing-
way, but not dominating.
Yes, and then you just say, I really wanted to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. He
Right.
doesn't even realize. So
Right.
I don't think that it is I have power over you. Or
Right.
I want to take over and
Right.
and rule over you.
Right,
And
right.
like the person was saying, I'm the king. You're you're important, but you ain't that important. It's not like that.
We forgot to tell them to share this, by the way. This is definitely a conversation
Yes.
that
Go
people
ahead and share.
need.
We got a few more minutes. So.
There are some people, yeah, you can share it now. You know what I'm saying? There are some people right now who are struggling with this moniker. Somebody's calling them a beta male or a simp, and they're wondering, does that mean I can't get a woman? Does that mean I'll never get married? Do I need to change something about how I'm doing things in order to do that? And what we would say is, if you are a pushover, if you're letting people walk over you and stuff like that, that person's not attractive as a woman or male. There aren't many people that want to attach themselves to a pushover for life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody
Right.
that doesn't have their own thought process or something like except someone who is maybe, a man dripping with toxic masculinity who just wants to dominate a woman, then maybe that's attractive. But
And same for a woman who
right, same
wants
exact thing.
to,
You're right.
Boss everything.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
And that doesn't make it healthy.
Right.
It's not healthy.
Exactly.
And let me respond right now to Karen. If he has arachnophobia,
That's true.
that's
That's
why I say
fine.
I'm wrong for that. I do.
Yeah, if he's got a condition, then he can't
seriously, if
that's
John
fine.
did not want to kill the spider, I would not be like, you are not a man.
You wouldn't have married me.
That's not true.
Listen to me.
That's not true.
Listen to me.
It's not true.
Listen to
John.
this. Listen to what I'm going to say. You would not have married me if I showed visible signs of being scared of a spider.
That's not true. I would have married you.
That's not true.
I just would have been like, ooh, man.
You would not have married me.
I
You
would
You would have been a
have.
huge turnoff. And I'm saying,
I would have been a huge turnoff.
I'm
I would have
saying-
just been very surprised.
I'm saying it's okay for you to admit that that's your preference. There's nothing wrong with that.
But
you
if
would
he had,
not
if
have
he,
married
Karen,
me.
what I'm saying is if he had arachnophobia, I would still marry him.
Hey, Corey says John is not no punk. He's from Brooklyn. We don't raise punks here. You're right.
And see, that's another thing. Brooklyn people. It's like when you a man from Brooklyn, it's like you ain't no punk. I'm
Right.
saying
It's
it's
too much.
okay if you're a beta male and you're from Brooklyn.
Okay, look.
It's
let's,
okay.
Look what De'Ara says. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, De'Ara. Also, sometimes these titles, such as beta man, can cause introverted men to
yes,
be disregarded.
that's what I'm saying.
Every man that's talking and leading doesn't always need to be followed. That's very true.
That's
but
very
hold on,
true.
De'Ara. It's also true that the person that we ascribe, the person that we think of when we think leader, is the one who's loud, who's boisterous.
yes.
There are a lot of people. Listen, this country
Introverts-
is run by
exactly.
introverts.
The introverts are working
They're the ones
in the
getting
background.
it done. So you don't have to be an extrovert to be a leader.
No.
You see what I'm
No.
saying? And people conflate those two things all the time. You are absolutely right. So
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not fair to say that he's a simp or he's a beta male and he's not worth anything because he's not extroverted.
Right.
Or he can't talk out front. No, that's, you know what I'm saying?
It's true. And Karen, I have grown. I really have because no, seriously, I've grown because
Mark said it's okay. Men can't be running from danger.
No, I don't want my man running from danger.
Petal says,
don't.
I think all males should have an alpha side. So Petal, I think, is exposing her
Your
bias
preference.
and her preference.
And I guess that's
you know
how
what I'm
I
saying?
feel.
That's what it is.
You know, if I am being about to be attacked by a dog, I
Right.
want my man to jump in front of the dog and
Right.
get bit up for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There
I
you
don't
go.
really want you to get bit up, but
Right,
you know what
but-
I'm saying?
but to protect you wouldn't mind.
I want to know that when I'm walking on the street, right? We're walking on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
out in the street or whatever,
Yeah.
in the city,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I want my man to pull me over to the inside
Yes.
of the sidewalk.
Right. When we walk
That-
together,
there
I
is
usually am on the
something
outside.
about that for
Yeah,
me. There's
right.
something about that. It makes
Yeah.
me feel it makes me feel secure. It makes me feel protected.
Right.
That is what
Right.
that's
That's what
my
you want.
preference.
And
some
I
women,
want,
I've
tell me,
heard-
I want the
listen,
time to tell us.
listen.
Are you like that too?
Yeah, are you like that? But I have heard some women say, I don't want no man doing that. I don't want
Right.
no man opening
I
the door
don't
for me.
need
I don't
that.
need
Right.
that. I don't
Right.
need him to protect me. I can
Yes.
protect myself.
Right.
And that's fine.
Right.
And I can protect myself.
Right.
But I like the feeling.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? I
Yes.
like that feeling. So
Yes.
even though if
you can do it, don't mean you don't want somebody else to
Even
do
if he
it.
can't protect me.
Right.
I
At
like
least
the
feel like
feeling.
it.
Yeah. So pull me over to the side, even though in your
Right.
mind you're like, man, I don't want to get hit by the car.
Right.
either.
Right. Okay. So Ambry asks, it's a good, excellent question. Is type A and alpha male the same? Yes.
It is.
So type A and type B, this is the same thing.
Yeah.
Alpha and beta. That's what that is. So an alpha male is the type A personality, and the beta male is the type B personality. Basically, it's the same kind of thing. So here's what I would say. I think if the team is going to run well, you can't have all alphas. You just can't have it, and whether it's male or female, you know,
Right.
you got to have some betas because somebody's got to be comfortable following the alpha.
I
So
agree.
everybody can't be.
And that's why the Lord made us different. He didn't make us all the same.
Yes.
If he did, it wouldn't be fun.
But before
Okay.
you put that up, before you tell me what to put up, I want to say one thing, and it may be controversial, and we don't have to stay here. But I just want to say this. This is going to be different from what normal Christian people would say.
Okay.
I will say that I don't think there's anything wrong with the wife leading in some things in marriage?
Well, I would hope you would say that.
I really don't.
Yeah.
See, I don't think that you being the spiritual head, because the Bible does say in Ephesians 5 that the husband is the head of the wife. If headship in Ephesians 5 is like Christ's headship and all Jesus did was submit, then that's what our spiritual headship looks like. It doesn't look like dominating or being in charge. It looks like submitting.
Well, what you would
Right?
always say, the head of the home should be the head, the lead submitter.
I'm the lead submitter. I'm
going
the
to
lead
show
one. Yeah.
how we should be submitting.
Yes.
As the leader.
And I do the same thing as head of my organization. You guys know I'm a senior pastor. I've got 5 pastors on staff. I feel like I'm the lead submitter at my church. So when something needs to be done, I'll do it. If it's like something to pick up off the ground or trash or whatever, I'm not above that. I can do that. I'll do it. And I want to show and demonstrate to others, this is what we do here. We're a bunch of servants. That's what we are. We serve people. That's what we do as a church. That's a regular thing.
But
so I'm saying
somebody
being
said
comfortable
something-
with that is good.
Somebody said something earlier about living in America and, in the United States of America and, in this country, being a servant, being the lead submitter, being the one to do something below you, considered, is not cool.
Right. It's not.
You don't go for that. You don't do that. Even though we do like to see people with a lot of money give and go give back to the community. That's a little bit different. I don't think it's seen the same way because that's not necessarily below you.
Right.
That's,
Right.
that's not seen as below you.
Right. Yeah.
But I think that transfers into marriage when we take the way that society is. We bring it in our marriage when really, guys, we should be creating our own little Edens within our home because you're in a Christian home. Jesus died for us.
Yes.
So he made it so that we could create our own little Eden at home. You don't have to bring in the way society thinks into your marriage.
If you do, it's going to be diametrically opposed
It
to the
is.
Bible because it just is.
Right.
Right?
There's not going to be mutual anything.
No.
Because there's no mutual.
It's all about me getting what I need to get.
We fight all the time for equality
Yep.
in the world
Yep.
because there's no equality.
Correct.
Okay?
But in
in your
your home,
marriage-
in your Christian home, you should be creating your own little Eden. We're both equals.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so Gabe says, so a simp is just a guy with no game. So you know what? I think that may be the way sometimes Kevin Samuels and those guys put it. And I would say,
But that's
Just-
what the guy when he called you a simp was saying too.
right. And I'm saying just because you don't step to the woman and have some kind of pickup line doesn't mean you don't have game. There's other ways.
Pickup line already is a no-no.
That's whack. Yeah.
So you
You know
can't
what I'm saying?
you can't even say pickup line with having game.
True. But well, to you. I'm saying, but to
Listen.
other men, we would say that's a positive. Women might not see it that way.
Yeah,
but
women
men
don't
would.
like pickup lines.
If his woman is in danger by a spider, then the crushed spider from her husband's foot will learn a valuable lesson. I agree. Nothing wrong with being a beta male. That term comes from wolf pack dynamics. But it sounds like a simp is not necessarily a beta male.
I agree.
I agree. That's
Because
true.
the way that the simp is described is he's too attentive and submissive to women. Especially out of failed hope to winning some
Yep.
entitled sex or
Yep.
whatever it is that you
Yep.
want or
Yep.
activity from them.
Yep.
Anything where you're doing to get,
Yep.
that's never gonna work.
And I agree that it is. Beta male is a positive thing. They're using it negatively
Right,
here, but I think
right.
it's positive. Gabe says the beta wolf. This is from the wolf pack thing.
Yeah.
The beta wolf is the second in command and tends to balance the pack. It's the good cop while the alpha is the bad cop.
Okay.
Primo says, John, I disagree that the alpha male is a quintessential leader. I had to grow into my current understanding. Beta males can and do lead, but differently.
Yeah.
There is a place for non-confrontational, passive, non-demonstrative leaders. Another key is calling. Demonstrative, I'm sorry, thank you. Certain professions and certain people call for a beta and others call for an alpha. I'm an alpha man. Yeah, but by the way, Primo
We
is
know
like
that. You
all
didn't
the way.
even have to say that.
100%.
You could have said,
I'm
I
an-
am primo.
I'm an alpha man and in an alpha career, married to a
Yeah.
woman who is compatible, except when she slaps me with an alpha. So yes. So that's excellent. You're right.
No, you are right.
I said that the wrong way. I shouldn't
Yeah.
say quintessential leader because you're right. I do think there are different things that are called for in leadership roles. But I would say an alpha is the one that's probably rushing to lead in a
Or
situation.
feels more comfortable. Would you say that?
Maybe. I don't know.
But you
I
know
don't
what?
But I
think-
like everything that Primo just said, though.
Yes, I do too. And I think I agree. Like an alpha doesn't necessarily mean you're a natural leader.
I agree with that.
And
Definitely.
alpha doesn't always
And
mean you can lead
and
either, babe.
That's true, too. You're right.
So you might step up.
Gabe said Derek Fisher was a beta. That's true. And he was comfortable being a beta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He could play with Kobe and all those
True.
guys with no
True.
problem.
I
He
love
could
me
step
some
up and do
Derek
what needed to
Fisher,
happen.
man.
And he would calm everybody. It wouldn't be no problem. You know what I'm saying? He said Heathcliff Huxtable Heathcliff Huxtable's dad was a beta. That is true. His dad, the
his
grandfather,
dad?
the grandfather on the show.
Was he?
Yeah. There's no question he was a beta.
Okay.
You can tell by the way that he acted on the show.
Okay.
There's no question. By the way,
Okay.
Wanda says she needs all things: the door, protection, etc.
Exactly,
She needs to kill the
Wanda.
spider. You know what I'm saying?
All
all
of
that.
And I think that goes with preference.
And she says alpha should be able to follow too, can't always lead. That's true.
Yeah.
In fact, this is one of the things that we learn as Christians, that we have to learn how to follow at least Christ.
Yes.
I mean, if we can't follow, we're in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Julian says, to what extent do we think this conversation been manipulated or influenced by false narratives and misrepresentations of what the actual people think? I feel like men and women are internalizing viewpoints on this issue put forward by social media influencers, a bunch of unqualified relationship experts. Is there any actual data that can show us what the attitudes of the population are on this? That's an excellent
That
point,
is a good
Julian.
question. I
I,
mean, a good
do
point.
think
Yeah,
this
and a good
conversation we're
question,
having
yeah.
right now is probably very much so being generated by the relationship experts that don't really know what they're talking about here. Maybe most people don't think of it this way.
Maybe not.
I don't know if the data's
know.
out there. It's
Yeah.
got to be there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Ecclesiastes says two are better than one for a reason. That is true. Julian says all U.S. Special Operations Training and Selection Programs, Green Berets, Navy SEALs, assess candidates on their leadership and their ability to follow.
Both.
Wow.
Both.
And they are all alphas.
But even though you're an alpha, you got to be able to do both.
That's the point. That's
And
the
so
point.
sometimes the alpha male husband needs to be able to follow the wife.
Yes.
Whether she is alpha or beta.
Let's give an example.
Okay.
Let's tell them what happened years ago when John was being mistreated by his teacher and you picked it up. I didn't notice it, but you figured it out.
Yeah, I figured
because
it out.
because
I
of your
picked it-
intuition.
Exactly. And I was like,
How old was he again? Was he 5 or 4?
He was 4.
Yeah,
He was 4.
pre-K.
Pre-K. And I was
Yeah.
like, he needs to be taken out of the school immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And John was like, no, let's leave him in until after Christmas break. And it'll
Mm-hmm.
be like he just won't come back. It won't be it won't seem like a big thing. And, I had to just put, I mean, I don't want to say this this is not a negative way, but it was kind of like I put my foot down. It was like, listen, I'm taking him out.
Well, first of all, let's say this real quick. Let's say this was the first time we ever had in our marriage at that point, and we had been married. If John was 4, we'd been married about 9 years, right? Because we were married 5 years before he was born. Okay, so we were about 9 years married, almost 10, and this was the first time in our marriage that we had a disagreement
where we could not resolve it.
We were on opposite sides.
Yes, we were on opposite sides. I
Well,
felt a
well,
certain way.
we both agreed that he needed to be taken out of the
Yes,
school,
yes,
but the
yes.
timing was the problem. I
Right.
felt so. It wasn't like philosophically we were on different sides. We were on different sides of the timing. We were not on different sides of being taking him out.
Right.
Basically. Right.
But that
So
was the first time that we could not actually come up with a solution
Yes.
quickly.
Yes.
It
That
was
took us
like
about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 2 more weeks with him in this school. And
Yes.
I'm like, no, he needs to be taken out, right?
So Karen, yes, she basically.
I really did,
She
but in a
basically
respectful way.
respectfully put her foot down.
I respectfully put
Honestly,
my foot
that's
down.
what happened.
I did. And I actually said, babe, I love you and I respect you, but
But
this is his last day.
right.
This
We
is
can't
his
do this
last
anymore.
day.
And there was something in the way that she said it that was different from the way she had been talking before. There was a level of passion about this. It was like Mama Bear. And I saw the love and concern for our son that she had. I had the same love and concern for him, but not at the same level as April. And hers was like visceral. It came through in the way she spoke. And in that moment, I decided to submit. I said, okay, I trust you. let's do it. Let's take him out. And guess what happened? Like the next day, we noticed a difference in our son. No,
Just him not going back.
What was happening was there was a white teacher at the school who said to April, she actually admitted that our son gets under her skin.
She said he gets under my skin. I'm thinking he's 4. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
he's
understand.
active.
Yeah.
You know, and he was very busy.
But you guys know some
Anyway.
people just don't know how to deal with black boys.
No.
That's just all it is to
So-
it. And so April, and what was happening was John was treating all of the women in his life differently. His little sister, his grandmothers, and April. He was talking disrespectfully. He was doing something
and
that was
he's
very
4,
uncharacteristic
and he's
of him.
not. That's not him.
It
so
wasn't
it was
him.
like, what is happening?
And one day it just hit her. April said, I think it's what's happening to him at that school.
And he was
I think it's
upset.
that teacher.
It was like, this lady's messing with me. I'm mad at all women.
Yep. That's what
He
she
showed that
that's
as a child.
And she had a sixth sense about it that I did not have. So in that situation, listen to me, men, husbands. In that situation, I needed to follow my wife. It didn't make me less of a man. It didn't make me a simp. No, I'm serious.
But if you had said that, in a different situation, or with the guy that did the comment earlier, he would say, you being a simp.
He would.
Or you are being a punk.
Yeah.
Because you should have put your foot down
Right.
and said,
I'm
no, this
supposed
is
to
what we're
lead.
doing because
Yeah.
you're supposed to lead.
Right.
And
Right.
what did he say? You are the king, you are the president,
Right.
you are the
Right. Right.
coach.
Right.
And
Right.
my opinion matters, but just a little bit.
Right. It doesn't
Not
matter
enough.
as much.
Not enough
Yeah.
for you to say.
I should consider your opinion when I make
Right.
my decision. That's loving you, but you don't have the same level of clout that I have in this relationship. And what I'm saying is, from the beginning, when God created Adam and Eve before sin, he created them as equals. He meant for them to be equal to each other. Listen to me here. Listen. If you go back, you will notice, well, first of all, God took a rib to create out of Adam's side to create Eve. That was supposed to be meaning they were side by side. That's what that illustration is supposed to be there, right? But here's the thing that you notice. The change came in Genesis 3. After Adam and Eve sinned and God started pronouncing these different curses, he says to the woman that her desire will be for her husband and he would rule over her. That's what it said.
So we're fighting.
That was a function of sin.
And this is something there's always going to be a fight there.
Yes.
Because that was spoken by God that was going to happen because of what they did.
That's because of sin that
this
even
is
came into the
why
case.
we have this fight
That's it.
between men and women. It's always going to be there. So
That's
this
it.
is what we say. You don't have to have the fight in your home.
Well, you may have it in
No.
a Romans 6, Romans 7 kind of way, where like Paul says, what I want to do, I don't do what I do, I want to do. It's
But
like
but
it's like
what
an
I'm
internal
saying-
thing. You have to fight that way.
Yes, but what I'm saying is you can choose in your home
Yes.
that we are going to be equals.
That's it.
And here are the things that we're going to do to make sure that happens.
Yes.
We're going to respect one another.
Yep.
We're going to listen to each other. We're
Yep.
going to make sure that we are submitting. There are times
Yes.
when I'm going to give up and you're going to give up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I came and told John, I'm putting my foot down, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, okay.
Yep.
And literally took him out. Huge change with John immediately.
John was
And
a
I'm
totally
saying,
different guy. His
what
respect came
if-
back, all that stuff.
What if John didn't do that?
By the way, the school we put him into had this old grandma type black woman who was his teacher, and she like poured into him. It's like he immediately started having confidence.
Yeah. I don't know what in the world was going on.
She just knew how to build up black boys. That's what it
Exactly.
was.
Exactly.
And now he started actually treating his mother and grandmothers and sister the way they should be treated. And April picked up on all that. Now let me
Yeah.
just say one more thing.
Hey,
Here's-
Kenny.
Oh, what's up, Kenny? So here's the thing that we need to understand. The curse goes both ways. The husbands are going to have a difficult time with not dominating their wives,
Right.
Because the curse said sin is going to make you want to dominate her, and the wife is going to have a hard time not wanting to be dominated.
Right.
The Bible says your desire will be for him.
Wow.
So sin brought into this was not God's original plan.
Right.
Sin brought into the whole equation something that was never supposed to be there. This whole thing of let him dominate me. Hey, I want to dominate you.
Wow.
And that's why so many people think that it's okay for the husband to dominate his wife. And we did a whole show on the dominant and the submissive. What was that
Right,
thing
right,
where
right,
where
right.
it was called something about corporal punishment. I can't remember exactly what it was. We did an episode on that. My point is, that's what you want to resort to, but that's your sinful nature that's making you want to do that.
Exactly.
That's the curse of sin that's making you want to do that.
And so you have to fight that.
God did not create us that way in the beginning.
Sometimes you actually have to fight back and say, we are not going to live like that in our home.
Right.
Because that's not the way it was
That wasn't the way it's
intended.
supposed to be in Eden.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you got to fight
That wasn't the way,
that.
domestic
Because that is
discipline.
true.
Thank you, Amber.
Yes,
domestic discipline is what it was called.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that is very true, though. And that's
So Karen
why,
noticed I heard your heart, and that worked out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But that's true. I think that's why you have women who say they need a man to tell them what to do, or to rule them or control it, whatever you want to say. That's out there.
Yeah.
That's a part of that.
Akua says she had a similar situation with Kai in second grade, and same reaction to women.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
just
what happens.
by the way, guys, if that's happening, if your son is young, you have a black son. If he's young and this kind of thing is happening, he's uncharacteristically sort of being rude or disrespectful to women. Start looking at those kinds of things just to see if something like that is happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That is definitely a sign.
Gabe, I like when my wife dominates me. Oh, wait.
Different show.
Yeah, that's not tonight, man. Anyway.
Oh, my goodness.
This is a fun conversation. So we're going to close up, but I want to put this up one more time just to make sure that people knew what we were talking about. So we understand why people would say that they're against the idea of beta male or simp, because each of those have a negative connotation when it comes to this conversation.
Right.
But we don't think you're a simp if you submit to your wife. In fact,
you are a man.
You are a real man if you do that.
You are a real man
if you do it according to
that.
the way the Bible teaches you, the way Jesus did it, the realest man of all time.
Exactly.
You know
And I think the fact that you have the power.
Yes.
Because I think we both have the power in different kinds of ways. I think women have a certain type of power as well that can be used that we do not use. If you are trying to,
there you go.
If you're trying to be mutually submissive, right?
Can we expose what that power is right now?
Yes, let's expose it.
So for men, we know the power is physical brute strength. Most husbands are stronger than their wives in most cases, just because of the way that we are built and our.
This is a whole nother conversation.
It is. We're not going to get into the whole thing tonight. We're going to talk about this in another show. Okay. Maybe next week, actually.
Maybe
next week.
But the thing women have, and y'all, you're not going to want to hear this. You're not going to want to hear this word, but it's true.
Women have the power of
manipulation.
You can do it.
Y'all,
you look in scripture.
We have it.
Listen.
I'm gonna just say Samson.
Wives, women have, but more than Samson.
Say Samson.
Women have always been smarter than men and have always had the ability to calculate things better than a man. In fact, men are titillated by a woman's beauty, and she can come in. And we don't even see that she has brains and she's manipulating us. So women have that ability. You have that power in your relationship.
You do.
And if you're being mutually submissive, you should not use it.
Choosing not to use it and to give up your right.
Yep. Yeah.
Sometimes it is your right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To yourself.
Yeah.
For your partner, to me, that actually takes more strength.
So maybe we'll talk about that next week.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it does. Babe, I really do think it takes more strength to submit than it does
no question, April.
to just take over and use your power to
I agree.
to do what needs to, what you think needs to be done.
I agree.
It takes more strength to submit because you have to actually give up what you want to do for someone else when you really could go ahead and either overtake it with power, with your strength, your actual, not physical, we wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying, or mental strength, you know, being able to manipulate your way through whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So I think it takes more strength, and you're more of a man when you submit.
I agree. According to scripture, based on what Jesus did, that's true manhood.
Oh, yeah.
That's true manliness. Okay, so go ahead and tell us, Team John and Team April. I would like you to use the emojis that are there. Either not the emoji on your keyboard. We're talking about the little things that are in Facebook that say heart, or
laughy face.
Yeah, laughy face, or
thumbs up.
Yes, if this was good to you. And by the way, if this was good to you, hit share to your story or to your profile. You know what I'm saying?
Look at you.
So anyway, Team John or Team April, you know what I'm saying? I don't know that we necessarily disagreed enough tonight for people to be team either one of us, but go ahead and put Team John. No, but
you can be team. You can be Team April if you believe that
a man should have to kill a spider. That's April's thing.
Exactly. Oh,
Oh,
she
my
said.
goodness.
Oh, Mark said the multitasking skill and intuition women have is no joke.
Oh yeah.
Listen, it's
Yeah,
from the Lord.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, that
The-
kind of stuff.
the Lord.
Listen.
That's very true.
But some people just came on. We need to let them know what we're celebrating today, what we're excited about. You can put that back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me switch it up.
Go ahead,
You talking
switch
about
it
this
up
right
a
here?
little. Yeah.
So we actually hit 10,000 followers on Instagram last night, and we're almost at 11,000 now. We're at 10.9 thousand.
So
right now.
I just said bring it up because we have more people on, and I just want to say
Thank you guys.
thank you.
Thank you for your support.
You guys have supported us for how many years now?
It's been
It's
3
been-
years, babe. We started in
Has been
2019.
It's been 3 years.
Listen, guys, we should have actually
Wow.
celebrated this March of 2019 is when we started. So it's this month. It's 3 years this month. In fact, maybe we need to do something next week on our anniversary or something like that, like a special anniversary show or something.
Yeah.
But 3 years, and we've had our Instagram account that whole time, and we only had like 1,100 followers as of November of 2021.
Yeah.
And April said, let's get serious about our reels. Let's try to find a way to like really niche down our message. Let's really do all that. And we did. And now we got like 9,000 followers in 4 months, basically.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see, November. It wasn't even the whole November. It's really all of December, January, February, March. So yeah, like 4 months. So
Yeah.
thank
So
you for
thanks,
supporting.
guys.
Thanks for sharing our stuff. Thanks for liking it. Thanks for looking at it. If you're not already subscribed to if you're not following us on Instagram, just go to Just John and April.
Or subscribe to us on YouTube.
You can subscribe to us on
You
YouTube
know,
as well.
all that
You know
is
what I'm saying?
helpful.
Or follow us in, where is it, the place where we are right now? Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do. And we'll appreciate it. So thank you
Thanks,
guys. Thanks for the
guys.
congratulations. Thanks
Yes.
for rocking with us. You guys are awesome
You
chimes.
are. Love talking to
We
y'all.
love doing this with you guys.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot
I want
of
to
fun.
do this,
Full
all
time.
the time. I want to
Yeah.
do this full time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my prayer.
Yeah, we
Yes,
are on
we are on
TikTok,
TikTok now.
Follow us on TikTok. Follow us
We're starting.
at Just John and April on TikTok. We
Yes.
are there now. That's a good point. Team April.
On my man killing spiders, opening doors, and walking on the outside of the side. Yes, Kala. You my sister girl. So I knew
exactly.
you was going to be Team April.
All right, y'all.
All right, guys.
We will see you guys next week. And
Yeah, we'll be here.
we will be here. Maybe we should do some show music just to end, just because, you know what I'm saying? Camille saying, sorry, I was late. Didn't
Hey,
realize
Camille.
the time change. So,
Yes.
Camille, are you in Trinidad too? Is that what's happening? So basically, if you're in a part of the country or a part of the world that does not recognize daylight savings time, now we're on the same time as some places. So somebody earlier who is from Trinidad said, we're usually
Why
on
y'all
at
so
10
early?
Trinidad time, and now it's 9. Well, we're on the same time now because
on the
you guys
same time
apparently do not look at daylight saving times. We
Thanks,
made it.
Camille.
So just know and be
she's
here
in
with us
Cayman
next week.
Islands.
Oh, you're in Cayman Islands. That's probably the same time zone. That's probably why. So thank you for being here with us. But come on next week, and you can go back, of course, and watch the replay and see what's
Yeah.
going on with us.
Sorry, we didn't know that.
Yeah, I
Man,
had no
you missed
idea.
the show today.
Yeah,
Well,
and
come
of
back
course,
next week.
We weren't
at
on
9.
last week either when the time had
Right,
just changed.
right.
So anyway, love you guys. Thanks for rocking with us all the
Yes,
time. And
thanks so much,
We have a
guys.
lot of warm fuzzies being with y'all here on Wednesday night.
Exactly. Always. We get hype afterwards.
We really do. We'll see y'all next week. Got to go record some reels for tomorrow. All right, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.